What up, y'all? So I'm going to explain to you why there's life after death. All right. So I've said this before. I've exited my body in an astral projection. I'll go stand in front of the mirror in my room and I'll knock on my head. I'm looking at myself in my eyes in the mirror in an astral projection, knocking on my head, and my head is solid. I press into my arm and I can feel the bone inside of my arm in the astral projection. All right. This is really important for y'all to understand so you can get what I'm saying. I've gone into my kitchen before and knocked on the kitchen table. I've had a marbles in my hand and I threw them on the floor in the kitchen and they all bounced around. OK, just like in real life. So what does this mean? This means that the internal reality that is being created in our brains is solid and it is real enough. It's like 95% is real life, and it's real enough that things, you can feel things and you can experience things. When you're in a dream, it's like you're a localized awareness inside of a body that is inside of a 3-dimensional reality. Right? It's 4 dimensions, but the time dimension is coming from waking reality. Everything else is being generated from the brain. So think about how you are an awareness inside of a 3-dimensional reality that's being made by a brain. And no matter where you look, no matter where you go, you can't see that the reality you're in is being generated by the brain. Okay? No matter, you could fly up, you could fly down, you could go left, right, you can look anywhere you want. You can look really small into objects, or you could fly up into space and look at the whole planet. No matter where you go, you will never see that dream world is being made by neurons in a brain. Okay? If you were to take the dream body, say you could go in a dream, right, and you can make it last months. Right. And you're walking around in the dream world and you go to a laboratory where they got, physicists and doctors and brain surgeons. And they're looking at your head. Right. The dream head. They're opening up your dream head and they're looking at the matter inside of the head. They're deconstructing your dream body and they're trying to figure out what in this dream body is creating this awareness. How is this awareness being localized in this specific location? Okay, where is it coming from? What's making the awareness? They'll never find what's making the awareness because it's just dream stuff. Okay, it's just dream stuff. All right. So like I said before, the chances that waking reality and the dreams, the realities inside of our brains, the chances that those 2 things are made of a fundamentally different system or a different process is so extremely unlikely that it's damn near, you can be almost 100% sure that they are fundamentally the same thing. Okay, it is so insanely unlikely that they're 2 different things. When you really break it down and you really look at what they are, and you really try to wrap your head around the fact of when you really try to think about how the hell could you get an awareness localized in a 3-dimensional reality? How can you create that experience using 2 different processes? You can't. It's the same thing. So waking reality is being made by a large brain. This is a dream within a dream. And the same way the mistake that a lot of people make, the mistake that you guys are probably making when you're laying in bed at night and you're trying to figure out, okay, what in my brain is making me aware? Is it the neurons? Is it the electromagnetic energy? Is it the electrons passing through the neurons? Like, what exactly is the awareness? See, that's the mistake that everyone's making. It has nothing to do with the matter. Just like when you're in a dream and you're going around in a dream and you're this localized awareness in a 3-dimensional reality, but the dream, the character you are in the dream going around, none of that has anything to do with what is creating the awareness. It has nothing to do with it. Now, it has something to do with what the awareness is experiencing and the information that the awareness is receiving. but it has nothing to do with creating the awareness. So when people think that in real life, if you destroy the brain, your awareness is going to cease to exist, it's impossible. Okay, it is impossible for your awareness to not exist for any amount of time. Meaning that it's impossible for your awareness to cease to exist ever. It's not possible. Not even for a Planck second. Okay, because time is also just a construct of a reality. All right. So when you're thinking about like the Planck time, right? You're thinking about these lengths of time, of what we call time between events occurring in reality, is just something that is packed into reality itself. So when you're thinking about the awareness, and you're thinking about, the brain is going to be destroyed for, trillions and 10 to the 5,000 years, however long they say it's going to take for the universe to die. You're not ceasing to exist for that entire time, because the awareness is fundamentally not coming from the matter. Okay, it's kind of the other way around. The matter is being generated from awareness. All right, but the way that the intelligent creator has got this thing set up, it's got it set up so the awareness is able. The way that matter in reality form creates this thing where the awareness is like localized in a specific area, right? So it's like you're stuck in your head, and you ain't ever gonna leave your head while you're awake and alive. Well, what does that mean? That means that it is possible for an awareness to be localized and locked into a location in a reality against its will, basically. But the thing is, what happens after you die? Like what will you experience after you die? I have no idea. My best guess is that the intelligent creator has set up a system to determine what's going to happen to it. I personally think that you reincarnate. And another concept that a lot of people are missing is the fact that you think, well, okay, so you reincarnate, right? Well, what does a baby have to be born exactly at the moment that you die? Okay, so that's a question a lot of people think, right? Like, how is an awareness going to go into something if there's an awareness already there? But what y'all aren't understanding is that awareness can just be integrated into another awareness. That is really the same thing. If you really want to understand this enough to be very, very like 99% sure that you're going to live after you die, or that, you're going to be aware after you die, you have to think about it in terms of reality being like a dream, and how you can destroy your head in a dream and you're still aware. And that reality has to be the same thing as a dream, because they're basically the same experience. It's just one is longer lasting and more stable. And the fact that you have to think about that. You have to understand that. And then you'll understand that your awareness has nothing to do with your brain. Has nothing to do with it. And that has nothing to do with the neurons or anything. Not the matter, the quarks, the gluons, the fucking electrons. Has nothing to do with none of that. Not the strings. It has nothing to do with any of that. It's completely separate from matter.